Shanghai. You've heard it called the Oriental Paris, right? I mean, that name alone conjures up images of a super glamorous, dazzling, and, let's be real, an incredibly expensive city. But what if I told you that's only half the picture? Seriously, because beyond all those gleaming towers, there's a completely different Shanghai. One that's authentic, packed with history, and surprisingly easy on your wallet. And that's the city we're gonna find today. There's this saying, they tell you Shanghai's the future, but the real city, it whispers stories from the past. You just have to listen. And today, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We are going to listen. We're gonna go looking for the heart of Shanghai, and we're gonna do it all for under 30 bucks. So, to really get this place, you can't just stare up at all the new, shiny buildings. Nah, you gotta look down. You gotta trace the footsteps that got us here. Our whole journey starts right where the past and the future collide. And believe me, there is no better place for that than the Bund. This isn't just some sidewalk by a river. It's like a staring contest happening between two completely different centuries right across the water. See, on one side, you've got these incredible old colonial buildings. They're like the ghosts of old banks and trading companies. And then you look across the river, and bam! It's a sci-fi skyline that just rockets into the clouds. You're seeing 100 years of history in one single look. And the most amazing part? This whole spectacle, it's absolutely free. You gotta come at night when all the lights turn on. It's a show you will never, ever forget. Okay, so you've seen how huge the city is from the outside. But how do you even begin to understand its ambition? I mean, it's just massive. Well, you go to the one place where they dreamed it all up. This next spot is like a cheat code for understanding Shanghai. You walk into the urban planning center and the entire city is laid out in this gigantic, mind-blowing model. Every street, every building, you can see the Shanghai that was and the Shanghai they're planning for tomorrow. It's free to get in, and it gives you this almost godlike view of the city's whole story. So, we've seen the epic history and the big plans, but, you know, a city isn't just buildings. It's the people. It's life. So now, we're gonna go find Shanghai's pulse, the places where real life is happening every day. We're headed to People's Park. Now, it's more than just a patch of grass and some trees. On the weekends, this place completely transforms into something you just have to see to believe. It's this living, breathing, and totally unique local tradition. Welcome to the famous marriage market. Every weekend, parents and grandparents gather here. They have these handwritten signs, almost like old-school personal ads, with their kids' age, job, and education, all hoping to find them a good partner. It is a fascinating, kind of raw, and completely authentic piece of modern life. You learn more about the culture here than you would in any museum. All right, from that big open park, we're diving into a crowded labyrinth. Now, to really see how Shanghainese people live day to day, you have to get lost in the Long Tang. These are the city's historic residential alleyways. Forget all the polished, commercialized areas. This is where real life spills out into the open. I mean, you'll see laundry hanging everywhere, you'll hear neighbors playing mahjong, you'll smell home cooking in the air. This is the authentic, beating heart of old Shanghai. But these alleyways, they don't just hold the city's past, they also hide its creative future. Tucked away in this maze of streets are these incredible hubs of art and history that most visitors, well, they just never find them. The M50 Art District. Okay, just picture this. A bunch of old, abandoned textile factories right along a creek, totally transformed into this raw, energetic center for modern art. It's covered in amazing graffiti, and it's packed with over 100 galleries and studios showing off China's most exciting new artists. And you want to know the best part? The price of admission to this incredible creative playground is zero. Nothing. You can spend an entire afternoon wandering through world-class galleries, watching artists at work, checking out the street art, all without spending a single yuan. You know, a lot of people come to China dreaming of seeing a traditional water town, you know, with the ancient canals and the stone bridges, but the famous ones, they're often hours away, they're expensive, and they are just packed with tourists. There's a much better way to do it. And that's where Qibao Ancient Town comes in. It's a total game changer. It's only about 30 minutes from the city center, it is completely free to enter, and it has this really peaceful local vibe. You get all the ancient charm without the cost and without the crazy crowds. It's the smart traveler's water town for sure. Okay, so we've seen how people live, we've seen the art scene, but let's be real. To truly understand a place, you have to eat its food. Okay, let's talk about what might just be the best part of traveling anywhere: the food. I want you to forget about fancy, expensive restaurants. In Shanghai, the absolute most delicious food is usually the cheapest. You can eat like a king for under 20 bucks a day. Seriously. Let's just start with a number that's gonna blow your mind. Free yuan. That's it. That's about 50 cents in US dollars. And that's what a classic Shanghai breakfast can cost you. A couple of hot, fluffy, steamed buns, or baoqi. It's delicious, it's filling, and it's ridiculously cheap. And oh, it just gets better from there. Just imagine slurping down a bowl of these rich, savory sesame peanut noodles for lunch. Or carefully picking up a delicate xiaolongbao, a soup dumpling, and having it burst with hot, savory broth in your mouth. This isn't just budget food. This is world-class, soul-satisfying cuisine that just happens to be served on the street. So, how do you get to all these incredible places? Here it is, your golden key. For just 18 yuan, that's less than $3, you can buy a 24-hour unlimited Metro Pass. This is your ticket to the entire city. It connects you to every single secret we've talked about, super efficiently and for an unbelievably low price. And that right there is the real secret of Shanghai, isn't it? The city's greatest treasures, its most profound experiences, they're not waiting for you in a ticket line. They don't have some crazy price tag. They're just waiting to be discovered by anyone who's curious enough to wander down a different alleyway. So now you have the keys to the city. The only question left is, what's the first secret you're gonna go out and find?